Hello. I saw in the news that the position of the Sultan of Sokoto, His Eminence Saad Abubakar, where he mentioned that the social media as we have today is a terrorist organization. And some people in the audience that they clapped. Well, it's good. Your Eminence, I know you are a very busy person, so you probably may have lost the true definition of terrorism or a terror or what constitutes a terrorist organization. For those who do not know, terrorism is the use of violence against non-combatants to achieve political or ideological aims. Emphasis is on it is used to describe intentional use of violence and the groups of people who perpetrate acts of terrorism. They are the ones we describe as terrorist organization. And unfortunately, Nigeria has become a den of terrorism. Nigeria has become a country where terrorism now thrives unabated. Nigeria has suddenly become an entity where terrorism now thrives so much that we've lost so much lives within the last 10 years. So this is just to refresh the minds of the Sultan, His Eminence, that social media is not a terrorist organization. For the avoidance of doubt, Your Eminence, what you are seeing on the screen now is terrorism. These are the acts of terrorism. We've seen acts of terrorism perpetrated or meted out on people of southern Kaduna, in southeast Nigeria, in Benue, in Plateau, in Borno, in Kano, in different parts of Nigeria, in Zamfara, in Sokoto. We've seen terrorism at full display in Nigeria. And sometimes we doubt if what we call terrorism in Nigeria has political undertone because these things have continued to live with us in Nigeria since 2009 to date. And we've not seen so much done by the government, even if so much has been expended, all in the fight against terrorism. So, Your Eminence, what you're seeing, this is terrorism. This is terrorism. This is terrorism. Social media is not a terrorist organization. Yes, we know some people have misused social media to disseminate or to propagate a lot of false information out there. But that's why we have security agencies and we have the law against cyber crimes to bring these people to book or to nip these activities in the bud. But social media is not a terrorist organization. The elites, including the Sultan, should be grateful for social media in Nigeria because social media in Nigeria has served as sort of a distraction to youths that the elites have just gone on, carry on with corruption, maladministration, bad leadership. A lot of youths have been they've been distracted by this. Otherwise, the things that have happened in other countries, in Senegal, in Bangladesh, in other countries where people have taken the country, ask the leaders to be accountable to all the monies. They've removed bad leaders from government. The social media has become sort of a distraction to the youth. That they just take solace on social media and they don't even bother too much about the maladministration going on in Nigeria, the poverty and all the terrible things happening in Nigeria right now. So the Sultan and other elites should be grateful to the social media. Otherwise, some of the things that we see happening today, Nigerians will not even be aware. Some of the things that we see happening that the government have tried to cover up over the years. Social media has become the platform through which people are now begin to get educated by themselves. Things that ordinarily would have been done by the National Orientation Agency. So social media is now educating people. So social media is not a distraction. Some youths have taken on social media to become self-employed, to get jobs, become data analysts, to become a lot of things using this same social media to contribute to the economic growth of Nigeria. So social media is not a terrorist organization, sir. And now this brings me to question, what is even the role of traditional institution in the economic and political development of contemporary Nigeria? Because for me, I don't see any reason why we still have all these traditional institutions, because traditional institutions right now, they've become partisan. We've seen it happen in Lagos, in Edo, in other parts. They've become partisan. Yeah, because we've seen traditional institutions, traditional emirs and others, having their own candidate in elections, supporting particular candidate and insisting that people support a particular candidate. And look at how the politics has made a mess of the emirship in Kano. Now we have two parallel emir, the federal emir and the state emir. This is an abuse of traditional institution. I think they should just, because they're not making any contribution. Because look at all the maladministration happening. We've not seen the traditional rulers coming out to criticize some of the things happening in Nigeria. Maybe because they are part of the system. Well, just my take to say social media is not a terrorist organization. Mieti Allah is a terrorist organization. Al-Shabaab, the banditry happening operating freely in Northwest, they are the terrorist organization. Boko Haram, ISWAP, all of these are the terrorist organization. And of course, the federal government have proscribed IPOB as a terrorist organization. These are terrorist organizations. But sir, social media is not a terrorist organization. Nigerians have made life out of social media, and they don't even depend on the government. So social media is not a terrorist organization. This is to all those who are probably taking side with this Eminence, the terrorist organization. Social media is not a terrorist organization. Thank you.